Family. Family. Constituency number 4, good evening. I want to, first of all, welcome the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Timothy Harris, to the best constituency in St. Kitts, constituency number 4. I would also like to recognize the Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Sean K. Richards, the Honorable Premier Vance Amory, the Honorable Ian Patches Libert, the Honorable Senator Wendy Phipps. I see the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, the Honorable Attorney General. I want to welcome the Cabinet Secretary of the Federal Government, Josephine Huggins. I hope I haven't missed anyone. The chair for this evening, give her a round of applause, Petrona Thomas. And I want to invite and welcome all of you to constituency number 4's Town Hall meeting this evening. Before I proceed, I want you to give you a round of applause and congratulations to the Verchilds High School under 16 football team for yesterday winning the championship. Also, over the Christmas, we had Dulcia Barry winning the talented team competition. Give her a round of applause for me, please. And right here in our midst, he will perform this evening. We have with us Tariq Drew, who is the Kittitian Superstar 20. So, talent in this constituency. Now, I am really honored this evening to have been given the opportunity to host the Town Hall meeting tonight. And I hope they have some champagne for us later, so we could maybe stay till past midnight, because past is a historic day in this country, February the 16th, when Team Unity won this government 2 years ago. And you see, I want to say a little something tonight, because the naysayers are out there talking about this Team Unity government ain't doing anything. In fact, when I finish hearing the Honorable Sean Richards speak tonight, I feel like I want to go back to school. So many things he's doing. And they say we ain't doing nothing. But I brought this book here tonight, which is the manifesto, because this is our contract with the people. This is our contract with you. And this contract with you is a 5-year contract. It's not a contract for 1 year. It is not a contract for 2 years. It is not a contract for 3 or 4 years. This is a contract for 5 years. What I mean by that? What I mean by that, you may not think things are happening as fast as you wish them to happen. We understand that. But we will tell you, at the end of the 5 years, we will have made our contract and kept our promise with you in this book. And I'm going to just show you a little example tonight to show you you ain't got to listen to them. When you want information and to know what is happening, listen to the Team Unity government and administration. In this document, on the first page, it says key Team Unity policies at a glance. At a glance, we have 9 things here. 9 things. 9. Which we said we will complete within 5 years as our contract with you, as the most important key elements of this government. 9 of them. And you know something? When I was preparing for this town hall, I said, my goodness, it's 19 here. And we done 5 of them. 5 of them we done. And 2 years ain't finished yet. Give Team Unity a round of applause. And I want to show you that what I'm saying is correct. We want to guarantee that the programs like PEP will continue and be upgraded to STEP. Tomorrow, what's happening? Tomorrow on the eve of our 2nd anniversary, STEP PEP is going to be changed and manifest itself into STEP, a better program for our people in the country. We do that already. And if I up, look at this. No VAT on food, medicine, educational supplies, and funeral expenses. In the first 3 months of a Team Unity government, by the stroke of a pen, VAT we done with on these items. Give Team Unity a round of applause. That's a government working for you. Look at this again. Prompt workers 16 million. They don't get that. Sugar workers don't get the money. That's 3 out of 9 already. We already did. So I'm saying to you, you have to be careful when you hear people talk out there about what we're doing and what we ain't doing. What I would say is that none of them in the opposition going to decide how this goes. None of them. We will do what we are going to do in time, on the pace that we want to do it, in the interest of all the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Reduction in mortgage payments for the NHE houses. We do that already. We do that already. In fact, these next set of houses that we will roll out very shortly would be the least expensive houses under any government in St. Kitts and Nevis or throughout the entire history of this country. Some of you are going to pay $300. $400. We are not checking for a whole house for $300 and $400. This is a government that's working for you, taking your situation into consideration and making sure we deliver the best thing possible for you in the country. You see, I consider Dr. Douglas a megalomaniac. He's a megalomaniac. And basically, when you are a megalomaniac, it's a type of illness. Don't take it from me. Look at the dictionary. It's a type of illness where somebody like him is all consumed about power. All consumed about power and position, not about helping the people of the country. Imagine Sean tell you tonight that he do all them kind of work in them schools and the different places in Dr. Douglas' constituency. Can you imagine that? The Deputy Prime Minister of a Team Unity government had to fix window and door and roof and guardhouse in the former Prime Minister's constituency when he'd been there for 20 years. Man, give the Honorable Sean Kerridge a round of applause. I want to just talk about a few things in the ministries that I have the honor and the privilege to lead at this time, which are the Ministry of International Trade, Industry, Commerce and Consumer Affairs, and the Ministry of Tourism. Now, the government mandate is to make sure that we raise the level of entrepreneurship in the country. Which means, as far as this government is concerned, our aim is to make more independent people in the country, where you work for yourself more and you are less reliant on the government. That is what we want. Because we believe that if you are less reliant on the government, you are in a better position. And this team unity government is a government to make you better off. We want to see you progress, expand your business, start new businesses. That is what we are here for. And under my watch, within the last 2 years, as a matter of fact, just last year alone, in fact, we have received some 132 applications for concessions in this country. Out of those 132 applications that we've gotten, we've given out in excess of 100 of those applications. New entrepreneurs in this country, you see them all around town. Some in manufacturing, some in tourism, some in construction, but in all facets of the society we are helping. In fact, the program worked so well coming out of the Development Bank that the Minister of Finance and the Prime Minister of this country allocated how much? Another $35 million. $35 million designated to small businesses in this country. Because that's what we want. Because the small business is the engine of growth in this country. Once the small businesses are flourishing, the country flourishing. And you know what's happening right now? Right now, St. Kitts Nevis is the envy of not only the region, but is the envy internationally. Prime Minister, they want to know how you pay off the $117 million to the IMF. I don't know how you do it. And while you're doing it, you still pay a double salary. That's a government that's working hard and working for you. This government here, we don't sleep. We work 24/7, 7 days a week. That is how we work. And so, during the course of 2016, I visited every single manufacturing outlet in St. Kitts and in Nevis. Never before done by any minister or trade. Every single entity. Why? Because the team unity government want to know what's happening in manufacturing. Want to know how the people feel. Want to know the challenges they're experiencing. So those challenges we can try to fix if we can fix them. We held business community meetings in Sandy Point and in Old Road to engage those who are not in the Bastille region to make sure that persons are not left out. These are the kinds of things we are doing. Just last year, alone, in tourism, we trained some 662 persons. Never before done in this country. We trained taxi operators, taxi drivers, restaurant and beachfront people, destination management companies, new taxi operators, 662 of them. Why? Because in this industry, customer service must be number one. And we are making sure we do that. Well, let me tell you something. When we took over this government 2 years ago, they had not issued any taxi licenses for a long time. And I decided we are going to have to train some new, fresh taxi operators in the system. So we went about it. We trained some 75 new taxi operators, 75. And when we did that, we had a lot of uproar, let me call it that, from some of them who are operating taxis. Because they say it's too many taxi men and women in the system. But when they had the 5 ship days, you know, they run out of taxi by 10:30, you know. Every single taxi, not one. You go up airport, you can't find a taxi. See? You hear that? What Austin said? Even today, with the 3 ship they had, they run out. We're not going to overload the system, but we are saying everybody must eat. That's what this team unity government is now. It's not that some eat and some ain't eat. Every man jack must eat in this country, all the team unity. So although we understand what the taxi drivers are saying, we will be guided by the numbers we think can come in without overloading the system. But there are a lot of people out there who want to be new entrepreneurs. And so we have to take them into consideration also. I want to tell you now that the single largest contributor to the GDP is tourism. Single largest. I went and researched the World Travel and Tourism Commission website today for St. Kitts specifically. And the contribution of tourism to the GDP is 25.5%. In my figures, is a World Organization figures. And the contribution of tourism in terms of employment, direct and indirect to this country, is 25%. So what that is saying, half of the people in this country are connected, whether directly or indirectly, with regards and with respect to employment in tourism. That is significant. And so while I'm on that, it therefore means we have to guard the tourism product that we have. We have to nurture it because it is our bread and butter at the moment. So we have to raise the level of our customer service. I don't have to tell you about what we're doing in cruise tourism. You could see it out there every single day. Every single day you see it out there. 3 ships today. Some 9,000 passengers today, 3 ships. When I look at the schedule for just December of this year, December, you don't have one day in December when you ain't have a ship. Not one day. The taxi drivers them bawling now say, "By Grant, you're giving us too much now." That's what they say now. Not one day in December you have free. And what I want to tell you, they have more than 1 days when we have 4 ships, 5 ships. There's a day when we have 7 ships. 7. We're breaking up all the records they leave. So let everybody talk about that. Let them talk about that. We break the records them last year with the most passengers. 913,000 last year. Break the record. We break the record last year with the number of ships, 371 ships. This year, we're moving from 913,000 to 1.09 million. We're breaking the million passenger mark, and we're breaking the record again. And on top of that, we're giving you over 400 ships this year. Record after record on the Team Unity government. You know, and I do laugh sometime, you know, but you gotta listen. Because sometimes they say, grand traveling. Grand traveling. Well, let me tell you something about Grant. Grant ain't one to sit down behind the desk. Not before government or while in government. I am a hands-on person. And you can't sit down behind your desk and think the ship them gonna come inside work. You got to work for them to come. And so if you don't go out there and you have discussions, negotiations, dialogue with the people who have the ships them, they ain't going to come. I can't say the name tonight, but I will tell you. Over the last 2 years, I've been working on a brand new line. Brand new. Brand new. And they're coming. They're coming in 2020. Hear that? 2020 they're coming. They don't tell me they're coming, a brand new line. And this name is a household name all over the world. And they're coming. I ain't gonna tell you yet. Ain't gonna tell you yet. But what I want to tell you is that by the time 2019 comes around, we are going to deliver in St. Kitts and Nevis 1.5 1.4 million passengers a year. Give yourselves a round of applause. And so I had some discussions with my colleague, Minister Ian Patches-Leiber, this morning. And I said to Patches this morning, we are going to deliver to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis a brand new second pier. Give Ian Patches-Leiber a round of applause. But Patches is not delivering to you no ordinary pier, you know. Patches is not delivering to you no ordinary pier. And while I'm here, let me backtrack a bit. You see, because you must know your history, I want to tell you in Labour Bill the first pier. Not let them fool you with that. They were there to put on the plaque on it, but his PAM built that first pier. And PAM built that first pier, and Team Unity will deliver the second pier for you. And so I want to tell you, Patches is not giving us no ordinary pier. Patches is giving us a pier that will take the two largest ships in the world, the Oasis class, side by side. There is no other pier in the Caribbean region could do that when it comes but St. Kitts and Nevis. Give Ian Patches-Leiber a round of applause. We have spent some $7 million, it's continuous. Over this trip, a lot of you like to go there on weekends and lime, party and drink and so. I like it too. And so I'm making sure that we give you an enhanced place to lime. And you know the thing about this government here called Team Unity? We do listen, you know. We listen. I only make a mistake and post a picture on Facebook about the new road over this trip. I haven't told you yet? Yeah, man, the new road. And I start to get all kind of comments. But we don't listen. Because two of the comments they gave me were one, that the road didn't have anything for the physically challenged. So I called my team, but it wasn't correct. Because you know, in today's world, we ain't building nothing under this government that can facilitate those in wheelchairs and so. They had about nine access points. So that is taken care of. We made sure of that. They talk about lighting, but the lighting is already on the ground. We're just waiting on the pole. So we are looking at the responses of the persons in the community, because this government must be responsive to your issues and your questions. And we value your questions to respond. We have some community projects going on right now. Community tourism projects, because we want to make sure that tourism is just not confined to Bastille. But tourism is all of us and all of us. Right now, we are doing a project at Bloody Point. The Bloody Point project, we're doing that because Bloody Point holds a tremendous amount of significance in the country. So we're doing something there. We are doing a Rails to Trail project, and we have already started in Challengers. You would have seen it, the cleaning up of the rails and so. Making sure we beautify the country. That is what we are doing. We are doing a Black Rocks project. Almost $1 million pumped into Black Rocks, beautifying down there. And they said this government ain't working. We have a lodge restoration and beautification project. So we make it everybody, man, woman, and child, feel a part of the system. In the schools, we have started a educational pilot program in the schools to make sure from the very early we teach people about the value and the significance of the tourism industry. And I want you to give Premier Amri a round of applause, because I'll tell you why you give me a round of applause. Because Nevis has a very vibrant project in the schools where they teach tourism. And so, since we are team unity government, we ain't thief the idea, but we ask them to help us with the idea that they're doing. So we learn from them, and I want to tell you, having learned from Nevis, we are now implementing it in the St. Kitts. Give Premier Amory a round of applause. Hotel development. As you can see and realize, we have a number of hotel developments going on in the country. Some are going at a good pace. Others have their challenges. But I want to tell you, apart from that, we also have some big names knocking on our doors, asking us to come. But I want to tell you, and everybody with the tech, this team unity government and the cabinet, we sit down, we dialogue, we argue out our points, and at the end of the day, when we come to a decision not based upon what we feel, but we come to decision based upon what we think is in the best interest of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. That is how we deliberate. I hear Sean talking about refurbishing building offices. Well, you got a lot of money, boy. Got a lot of money. You're the Minister of Finance, no? He's educating people for the tourism industry. I love that. That's good. Anyhow, we refurbishing our offices too. So we're not going to be outdone. Because as I tell you, we're working hard. We're putting away some money for a nest egg. And one of the principles of this government, led by the Prime Minister, Dr. Harris, is that we want to get out a lot of them rental, what we're doing. Government spending too much money on rental. We want to get out of that. And so the building that I am in and my offices is in at present, we're renting that. But we want to get out of that. So this year we are building a brand new office, and at the end of the day, the government gonna own that. Because we can't be paying these thousands of dollars every month. As a matter of fact, we probably done paid for the building twice already. The money we done pay over the years. So we want to make sure that one of the legacies of this team unity government is that we took the government from a situation where we're renting to a situation where we own the buildings that we are housed in. So give them and the Prime Minister a round of applause. I want to deal with one other matter, because I told the chairperson we're going to be tight on time. And I believe we're going a little over, but I want to finish with this portion here. And it is this. In the first 3-4 months, when I came into office, the people in Halfway Tree were talking about they want the football field fixed and lights down there. And so we made sure we did that to make sure the people of Halfway Tree can play their football just like any other in the country. And I want to tell them, Sina, get up, because this is for you. We're coming down by you soon too. Where Charita? She reach? Charita, that's one of my warriors. Charita, let them see you. Because Sean done say he gave me the money. I coming down there and I resurfacing the basketball court and I resurfacing the netball court for the people of Halfway Tree. Shout it out for them. You want the community center fixed up? Well, I want you to pose the questions to us so you can get the answer about when it's going to be fixed up. I want to say to you also that we are concerned, very concerned, this government is concerned, that there are numerous housing projects the length and breadth of this country, and a lot of them ain't on the road. Man has stumped the toe and car mash up. And so we are concerned about that. And because we are concerned about that, this government has taken a concerted effort to make sure we remedy some of the problems that we have. So, I'm going to build some roads in two housing projects in this constituency. What the other party has not done for the last 15, 20 years, Team Unity gonna come and do it for you. So, I want to tell halfway tree. Charita and Sina, you're getting a brand new road down by Harry Phipps. I want to tell challengers that you're getting a brand new spanking road in Stoneford Heights, what Labour left and do for the last 15 years. We on the Team Unity can give you that road. We have some work to do down in our road, both on the basketball court down there and the netball court. And I spoke to my friend Sean, and as far as he has advised me, he's smiling. I hope he wasn't partying too much in the Christmas, and when you spoke to me, you misspoke. Because you told me in the Christmas that my backboards for my basketball court were on the way. Oh, they're on island now. Thank you. Give Sean a round of applause. Because all road will get new backboard for their basketball court. Boy, you see kind of what we're doing here? I want to also say to you, I want to thank my colleague, Eugene Hamilton. Because Eugene Hamilton has advised me that this year we are going to finish the pier at the fisheries in All Road. Give Eugene Hamilton a round of applause. That's the government and a man working for the people. You see, it is important that you understand that I like the good old adage that my mother taught me several decades ago, which was, Rome was not built in a day. You've stood firmly behind this Team Unity for the last 3 years. Through thick and thin, you marched out there whether it was sunning or it was raining, because you believed in the principle of the Team Unity government. Never before in the history of this country you're getting a meeting of 3 political parties. Some didn't believe it could work. Some still think it ain't working. And some think it can never work. They say we got a lot of fighting. Who ain't boxing, who and all kind of thing. But I want to tell you something. I have been married 23 years. 23 years. But guess what? You think me and my wife don't have argument? Of course you have argument. But when you don't argue, you kiss and you make up and say, I love you, darling. So in Team Unity, when we have our differences, because we will have our differences. Me ain't gonna agree with everything with the Prime Minister. I ain't gonna agree with everything with the Premier, Sean and Eugene. But we argue it out. But at the end of the day, when we don't argue it out, we hug up one another in the best interest of St. Kitts and Nevis. So when they come to tell you that we don't have arguments, absolutely we have arguments. You think we don't have argument? We got some rough argument. Rough argument. But at the end of the day of the rough argument, we remain colleagues. And we remain focused to know that we have to deliver for the people in the country. The chairperson just sent me a note, send me time up. But I now wanted to read one last thing to you before my time was up. But you say, me same book. Somebody mark up my book, boy. I miss. Okay. Is it Pierre mark up my book? But this is the thing I was going to read. You wanted to go read it up here? Because if you want to read it, they're going to leave it for you now. I want to end by saying, in our manifesto, on the last page, I want you to understand these words very carefully, because it tells you what this government and my colleagues and I are all about. And it says, we realize that every one of these initiatives can only be brought to fruition with significant investment of time, intellectual capital, finances, and other resources. We are certain that every citizen and resident want a nation of which we can all be proud. Team Unity also does not possess to have all of the answers needed to ensure that St. Kitts and Nevis becomes the best Caribbean jurisdiction in which to live, work, and invest. The fact that Team Unity presents to the electorate a fresh start and a progressive approach to nation building means that the achievement of our goals will require collective effort at every level, be it domestic, community, or national. I want to end by saying, let us come together as people who truly love our land of ours and set about the business of placing the country on a firm footing in order to take our rightful place in regional and international stage. God has blessed us with two precious islands. He has made us a strong, resourceful, and resilient people. And He has bestowed on us a drive and ambition that are necessary to safeguard and capitalize on all the gifts, talents, and opportunities that He has given us. I want to finally to say that my constituency number 4 team has been strong and resilient over my political career for the last 17 years or so, I think it is. And I want to big them up, from Merle, Charita, Sina, Julie, all of those hard-working, been behind me every step of the way, encouraging me, pushing me, guiding me, advising me. And many nights I go to bed, can't sleep, because I'm thinking about you, the people of constituency number 4. Because my success is your success. My failure is your failure. But together and collectively, we build a stronger constituency number 4. Thank you.